All right, peeps, what's up? I know you just saw Jess and I on. So tonight I'm going to bring on Elvin Klein more. Elvin is someone I've known for a few years that is into the leather scene. As you guys recall, last week I was talking about Elvin and his video he did for us. So we've been asking everybody to send us pride videos, right? Do a pride video. Tell us what you're into. Tell us your kinks. Tell us everything you're about. And those of you that want to join us next week, Sex After Dark, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, roundtable discussion. All of us from the LGBTQ Truck Driver Network will be coming to you live from Palm Coast, Florida, as we enjoy the beach and the pool and just some time to kick back and fucking relax because we need it. Let's face it. So tonight I'm going to bring on Elvin. We're going to talk about some leather. We're going to talk about the boy master rule. We're going to talk about what makes Elvin happy with this, and then Monday, we will be releasing his video for everybody so that you can actually hear the small documentary that he did for us, which is absolutely great. So, everybody, welcome Elvin in. Hey, Elvin.
Hi there.
Let's try this again.
It's all good. Technology is great when it works.
Yeah, it also helps if the moron hits the right button. So, hey, leather, tell us about yourself. Like, what got you into all this stuff? Like, what turned you on? Like, I don't know. Let's talk kinks. It's Pride Month, right? So we're talking about it all. We're talking about sex. We're talking about kinks. We're talking about leather. We're talking about boy, sir. We're talking about role play. Like, it's a free for all this month. Like, it's Pride Month plus it's Men's Mental Health Month. So we're kind of covering it all. Yeah,
that's what it's all about. So, for me, I have always been interested. Well, I can't say always, but I've been interested in leather for quite some time now. My husband actually bought me my first pair of pants, which was my first pair of leather anything. And from the second I put them on, it was just, I knew it was me. I was always attracted to men in leather. To me, I'm attracted to masculine men. And that's not to say there's anything wrong with not being masculine. I am a big proponent for being you, strongly being you, loud and proud. But we each have our own what attracts us, our types, right? So, like, I love a masculine man, and for me, the most masculine item in any man's closet is leather. And man, you mix leather with the smell of testosterone, pit smells. I mean, a cigar, just anything. You get a beer in there, like it just it like intoxicates me. The sound, the smell of leather, the feel of it, the look of it, shiny black, amazing. So that's leather. For me, you add in bondage in that, and I am like a puddle of goo in your hands. And I started with handcuffs and rope and all the fun shit that you just play around with in my living room or whatever. But then actually my master that I am serving currently and plan to for the foreseeable future, I met at a private leather social. And he hit me up afterwards and said, I would like to see you personally, privately outside of this. And I made a special trip back to his place and had a bondage weekend with him. And I'm not talking handcuffs. I'm talking like mummification, electro full body. I'm talking being hung from the ceiling. I'm talking, and the first time there was no sex involved.
Jesus.
And it did everything for me. Like I was, well, there was of course oral, but oral is just a free for all anymore. But no, I fucking love it. I love giving up. It's hard to understand for some people when I say giving up all my control is the biggest freedom for me ever. And by that, I mean, when I give him, like, I don't have any control over my body, what's being done to me, pain, pleasure, whatever, how long it's going to be, what senses I'm going to have, what I'm not, like all of that. When I give that up, I don't have a choice but to focus on that. The here and now, on me, on him. The rest of the world disappears. I love my life completely, but we all need an escape. I can't afford big vacations. I can't travel and go to these big events. But that escape with he and I, it's just amazing. So it has become therapeutic to me. I'm hooked. It's fucking amazing. And that's just 2 kings. I mean, I love a lot of shit. I mean,
Yeah. And I mean, it's different because everybody's into something different, right? So leather for me, I mean, Pittsburgh used to have a really great leather scene and it died off horribly.
Used to. Yeah.
Yeah. It's horrible. Bobby and I, our founder, were talking the other day. There's actually, he said we should take off Saturday and go to Wilton Manors because they've got a leather thing going on at Wilton Manors this weekend in Florida.
Yeah, I hear that's a pretty good scene down there. Yeah.
Yeah. He brought it up and I was like,
It's hard to find those locations because
it is.
Leather isn't just dying in Pittsburgh. Leather's dying. It's not that it's dying. It's just when I think of like old school Tom of Finland and the old like 80s and even 90s like leather bars where you saw the leather daddies and the bikers and the full bluff gear, like that's not a thing anymore. It just isn't. So like when I said about meeting my master at the leather social, he and a few close friends have started these leather socials that they have twice a year. And they've invited people, and it's grown to like 40 people now, and they keep it at that. It's become this kind of like small brotherhood. We all look forward to seeing each other. It's full bluff expected, and fucking love it, like because it's just cigars and bourbon and chili and just chatting and enjoying everybody in the gear, which is super fucking hot. So you make it where you can, and unfortunately, Wilton Manors with Palm Springs, I think, is having theirs soon, if not now, something soon. And the bigger cities have. But if you can't travel, man, it sucks anymore if you're somebody into it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you and I went to Leather Central on the weekend. We found out it was closing. Like,
yeah.
One of the best bars in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that sucked. Because that was the first time I had ever been there when they had that meeting and they've told us that they were closing that place. But I mean, I get it to a degree. I mean, Pittsburgh's been taken over by college kids that aren't into this, right? I mean, not completely, but I mean, that seems to be the scene anymore. And that's fine. Well, I'm not arguing that. But when you have this interest, it's not like it used to be, right? So I've kind of found my own way. Like I still buy my gear. I wear my gear regularly to work, around my kids. Sometimes I just gear up at home on a Thursday night. I don't have anything to do and just put my feet up, go out on the porch, just enjoy it. Like it's for me. So
it's more than just a kink. It's a lifestyle for you.
Leather
fits in.
Yeah. So leather has become a part of who I am. It truly has. Like it's part of how I identify myself in the world, how I identify myself in the gay community. It is my way. Like I'll fly a rainbow flag any day. But if I'm going to fly the pride flag that suits me best, it is the leather pride flag. And we all show our pride, and whatever is. That's the great thing about this community. It's so diverse, and we all have our own way of showing it. So and that's mine. Like we touched on a bit ago. There's so many fetishes, and there's not been many that I've tried that I don't like. I'll probably try anything once with a few hard limits. And you mix that all together. You include sex in with the bondage and the leather. Oh my God. It's just like kink is also a part of me. I can admit I'm a pervert in a way. I mean, to the normal world.
Yeah, to the normal world, it's fucked up. We're fucked up. Like,
yeah, but
I mean, they don't understand it.
They don't have to. I don't understand a lot of things that people do that's considered normal. So that's one thing about me. Like, I am so sick of trying to please people in the world. I've spent, as many of us have, too much of my life not being who I am and hiding it. I'm over it. I'm sick of it. This life is about me. I learned real quick how short life can be. It might be tomorrow. So I'm gonna make this mine. Now, granted, my kids come first and I live for them too. But I also have to balance that because I'm not just a dad. I am more than that. So I have to balance, which is also an interesting balance act that I'm performing regularly. Is I feel like I live a double life in a way. I'm this kinky sex bondage guy over here and dad the rest of the time. They're like two opposite ends of the spectrum. So really I try to blend it how I can. So like I wear my gear around my kids. I have my pup hood that I actually was just teasing my daughter with the other day. They just, I don't know if they think I'm crazy or just goofy or what, but like, I don't know. I feel like if I expect them to be free to be who they want to be or who they are, I need to genuinely be myself. That will show them how I expect them to live their life, which is just be you, right? So I try to bring as much of that into my life with my kids as I can so that they see that it's okay. They're never going to have to worry about talking about sex to me. I'm sex positive, and I mean that. Like, if my daughter came to me when she was older and said she was going to dance on a pole, as long as she knows the risks and knows the possible bullshit that comes with it and is safe about it, understands the decision she's making, but in anything in life, right? As long as they understand that, fucking go for it. I'd be a hypocrite if I said any different. I've never danced on a pole, but I've rode some poles. I mean, like, do your thing.
I mean, if it makes her happy, what the hell?
Yeah, but most of the world, especially in the area in which you're where I'm stuck in, it's not seen that way. So, yeah, I battle that all the time. But I'm proud of what I've been able to do with myself in my life by being who I am, and I think people see that. I'm not trying to make people see that. I'm just trying to be me, and I've gotten some unexpected good feedback, which is a very good confidence boost that I feel like I'm on the right track because I've made a lot of changes in the past 4 years in my life and who I am. Just not who I am, letting it out. I just don't care anymore, right? Like none of us should.
I mean, and you've been through hell, so I mean, it's time for you just to live your life and enjoy it.
Like, I have, but many of us have been.
But not many people can just say. So there's one on here that's commenting. Can you see the comments?
Oh. So I see comments, and I apologize, but I didn't see them over here. Yes.
Yeah. So Jess is a great guy, right? And Jess is one of my good friends. But Jess, he's one of those ones that worries too much about what people think. I mean, now, great, Jess, I'm gonna fuck this up, Jess, and don't holler at me. Jess is like 6'4", 600 some pounds, and so everybody looks at Jess because of his size. I mean, to me, he's just a big, lovable fucking guy. but Jess often can't be who himself. One of the things Jess just started wearing is a couple months ago, just started wearing moo-moos because that's what he's comfortable in. I get it. That's what makes you happy. You're comfortable. Who the fuck cares?
And that's what I it's hard. And I'll put it to you this way. The first time I wore leather pants, leather anything, which was my pants, out of the house, I was flushed. I was like, oh God, oh shit, everyone's looking at me. Because leather has a fucking connotation attached to it. Slut.
Yeah.
Like it just does. It's leather sex. It just so I went to the mall. I went to the mall to go to GNC to buy protein powder, I think it was. And I pushed myself. Just fucking do it. So I wore my leather pants, my leather jacket, my combat boots, and I went. And the whole time I felt like I was being stared at, which I might have been. I think a lot of that's in my head. And at this point, I like being the sore thumb, if you will, because I'm comfortable now. But I understand that and I don't know if this is the case, but not being comfortable with your body, because I fight that all the time. I look in the mirror and I do not see any kind of compliments. Like I actually discussed this in therapy this week. I'm having trouble taking compliments. I've had, like my last relationship, I don't think I've been genuine with, or people have been genuine with me. So I question when I'm given a compliment if it's true. And then I look in the mirror and I'm always comparing myself to the body types in the gay community that are idolized and held on a pedestal. And I think we all know, and once again, I'm not judging, but there does seem to be a type there that the ripped, the big muscles, but then but every body type, everyone is somebody's type. That's what I'm learning. So like even big bears, bears are becoming a popular gay icon, I guess. And I think a lot of different types are sexy. I think that, but it's hard for me to think that other people do. So it's hard for me to think that other people look at me and don't think not big enough, too skinny. I've always been scrawny, so that's a sore spot for me. So we all have those fucking body image issues, or what the world's thinking, what I'm wearing. It's not fun. It's not fun.
Well, I mean, the problem is the gay community is the most judgmental of them all. So unless you're in your clique, like they don't accept you.
Yeah,
you know that. Go in the bars. You got this place over there, and you got this click over here and that click over here. And if you don't fit into them, fuck you. We're not talking to you. We don't want to be around you. Like, I mean, let's face it. They're the most judgmental assholes there are.
Yeah. So what I'm realizing is that I not that I disagree with that, but I think sometimes I am stuck on that, where I don't think it is the case as much as I'm thinking it is. That is, I believe, true in many situations. But like, I'm terrified of the gym. I cannot walk into a gym. I paid a fucking membership at Planet Fitness for a year and wouldn't cancel it because I had to fucking go in to cancel it. They wouldn't let me cancel over the phone. I'd pull in the parking lot and I'd just sit there and shake. I couldn't go in there because of the certain type of guy that in my head is this macho, pompous prick. The big steroid taking bodybuilders that are judging everybody in my head. That's where I was. I don't think that's generally the case. Or maybe not always the case, but that's where my head went. So I couldn't go in. Plus, you see videos all the time of people in gyms recording people of not using equipment properly and then posting it online. And
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
So you're going to get called out one way or another.
And, I hate that is the only thing that I have not conquered. I don't care what anyone thinks about what I look like, say, do. I have my own issues, right? But what other people, I speak my mind. I wear what I want to wear. I have my chains, and I just don't fucking care. But when I walk into a gym, I can't take the advice. Just put your fucking headphones on, do your thing. Who the fuck cares? Me, I'm so overwhelmed with anxiety of, oh my god, it's traumatizing. I just shut down. So we've all got our shit. All I can say is try a little bit, and just push yourself a little bit, and it does get easier. That's what I did with my pants, and now I fucking wear it to work. Around my parents, around my kids. It's just, I think everyone looks at me and expects it at this point. It gets easier. Panic attack. Yep. I understand. I'm reading the comment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
I do
probably
understand.
going in about half an hour, so after we get off here, that's where I'll go because it'll be dead.
So I thought of that too, but I ended up buying my own gym equipment for in my basement for me and my son, and he's been using it like crazy. And so that's what works. But even then, like, it gets expensive because you hit plateaus and you need more weight. Well, weight's expensive, but it is what it is. I mean, like I said,
at least you can just walk downstairs and do it instead of having to drive somewhere.
It's the truth. Now, I can see how some people would appreciate going to a gym. That in itself probably becomes a little family from what I hear. You have all of that at your fingertips. It can be more motivational to go to the gym, or sometimes I'm in my recliner and I'm like, today I'm just not like it,
Yeah.
So I get it. But yeah, so I know. Speaking of, there's my master texting me now.
Look at you blush.
Well,
you better answer.
I came home to a package on my porch. And a text from him saying, wait for direction. So I texted him and said I got it. And I opened it, and it was this extra large, super soft silicone butt plug, which I've got all kinds of toys, but I didn't have a butt plug that would be comfortable enough to wear regularly, blah, 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 blah. And he often will tell me, get it on, wait till I tell you to take it out. So like it can go a day or two or whatever. So he decided to send me one that he wanted me to wear. And well, now that's what I haven't read, but I'm expecting tonight should be fun.
Yeah. So something that a lot of people don't understand is the lock and chain. Can you take a minute and explain that to everybody?
Really?
Because you see people with it, so a lot of people really don't understand it.
Yeah, I get it at work all the time from truck drivers asking me about my necklace. And I just let it go because I can't dive deep into it at work. But with the risk of sounding inappropriate, but I think in our community,
you can say anything you want.
Well, in this community, I think everyone understands at least what I'm going to say is the dominant sub dynamic extends. You said earlier, I think, that it's different for everybody. So like daddy boy, master slave. So like, and slave is what I was getting at. Like I didn't want to offend anybody, but in this situation, he's insisted that he wanted to become master. At first, it was Sir, until we took it a step further, and he told me that he wanted me to refer to him that way, and that I was going to be a slave, and I love it. Anyways, that's what this is about. This is ownership. It is to me, this would mean more than a wedding ring. And for some people it's fashion. Some people just wear it because it looks cool. For me, especially this one, you probably can't see it on my freaking camera, but it is engraved, property of Master Joe.
So you got the new one.
Yes, last time I was out there, he put it on. He also has another slave that he got one for also, and he also has the same lock on, which is an interesting dynamic. We haven't had a 3 time altogether yet, but we plan to. I'm actually going out there next weekend. I think it's just he and I. Maybe he's going to join. I don't know. Anyways, but that's what this means. This is a symbol of ownership by him. This never comes off. Like this chain, I don't know that I've taken it off in the longest time. It's just like for somebody, I don't want to say basic, but a wedding ring to somebody. It's just like a symbol of your commitment. Of course, this isn't. What are you laughing at?
Not you, Jess's comment.
Oh.
The masters have multiple slaves. Is that normal?
Oh, sure.
Jess would love to. So we actually want to take Jess to Dallas and take him to the leather bar because Jess has never been around. He fantasizes over leather daddies, over the leather.
Get it?
And we want to take him to Dallas. Bobby and I want to go to Dallas, do a weekend trip, and take him to the leather bar there, and just let the guys have at it because he's one of those ones that they'll love because he's huge. He's bubbly personality. Like he will melt. But we have to wait till August because that's when so we have a running joke between the three of us. His insurance policy that Bobby and I took out on him, we can't cash it until August. So we have to wait till after August. So when he has a heart attack and dies at the Dallas bar, we're covered. But the poor guy wants to go. We're going to take him to Dallas. And I
get it.
Jess hasn't been able to open up a lot, right? So having you on was a really good thing because Jess has experienced a lot of these feelings and a lot of these thoughts, but just keeps them right there at that point.
I don't know what to say to. I don't think it's something that anyone can pull out of you. I have just had multiple extreme things in my life in the past decade happen that kind of just kept breaking me down, at the same time opening myself up and letting other shit come out, the real me come out. I mean, when I divorced my ex-wife, you know how that went. And then that was hell for years. And then it was a struggle for a couple years of issue after issue. And then I met my husband and fire relationship. It was amazing. He moved in, took to my kids like you wouldn't believe. Fantastic stepdad. Got married, and he died. So that changed me. And he was out since he was probably 12. And he lived.
Oh, wow. He was out that early.
At least 14. At least 14.
Oh,
and
wow.
he never fucking cared what anyone thought. And I always envied that. I envied it. And I looked up to him for it. And I learned a lot from him. And when he died, I promised his energy, whatever, however you believe, and to myself that I was going to live that way in his honor. And it really just something changed in me that day, and I will never get back. It won't happen. But that like multiple big things happened that brought me to where I'm at. When I came out on fucking Facebook. A post on Facebook to the world after I told, I think, 3 people in my life, because I just no longer cared at that point, even. Yeah. And it just kept getting better or worse, however you look at it, for myself. So I feel what you're saying, Jess, because but you're not alone. It wasn't just me. Derek, I'm not sure about you. I know there were some struggles there for you too, right? But I mean, it wasn't.
Oh yeah.
Right. So like all of us, though, most of us, at least even when I was in school. So like I graduated in 2005, and even then, like, and before, it was terrifying. I mean, it wasn't really legal to be gay, to be out.
Yeah.
That long ago, right? And even today, like, okay, we're allowed to get married and we're proudly walking the streets and showing our pride parades, and hopefully you don't get shot. Hopefully you don't go to the gay bars and get shot. So like,
that's
it's
what you gotta worry about now.
It's still terrifying, but I refuse to hide. It's just not happening.
So do you have a couple minutes, or do you need to run for the master?
Oh no,
he's good.
Yeah.
All right, Jess wants to pop on here a minute.
Well, yeah.
There's my big homo.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, fantastic.
I just wanted I really just wanted to get on here. Derek had asked me to get on at the beginning, but I really didn't just want to, I don't know. But I just wanted to come on here and just simply say thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
There's a lot of things that a lot of people want to experience, or they just really want to try at least once, and they never get that option, and they never get that chance because they just sit back and, they like you said, think that they're alone, and nobody is alone. But I just want to say thank you for coming on here and doing this. And
absolutely,
I'm an emotional bitch. I'm sorry.
You and me both.
Don't cry. You can't cry till next weekend till we pierce your nipples. That's when you can cry.
I told you I can't do the right way.
Same time we'll be done.
I told him, so he's been wanting his nipple pierced. I said, I will pay for it. We are going to go get his nipple pierced. And then he's been wanting his ears pierced. So I ordered an ear piercing kit for next weekend. I'm going to pierce his fucking ears while we're in Florida.
I'm going to have a lot more holes in me after next weekend.
I'm all about holes.
I'm telling you what, they make fun of me because of certain things that I do sexually, and oh my god, it's a trip.
As long as you're in good company,
mm-hmm.
And you know what? Even then, like, I'll just throw this out there: like, I no longer get offended by the word faggot. Like it, I just don't, because here's the deal: is there's a definition of faggot, and I fucking own it. I am. I am everything that. Now, granted, when someone's usually saying that, it is meant derogatory. But if you want to insult me, you're going to have to come at me with "I'm a bad dad," or you're going to have to try harder, because I'm going to own that shit. So, like, I just twist the narrative. I try, anyways. This world isn't easy anymore to get through and deal with, so I get it. But please, just if I can offer any advice here, just little bits at a time. If you can go to one of those bars with friends, trusted friends, where you're gonna feel comfortable hanging out with them and even just browsing, just getting an idea. You don't have to necessarily go talk to anybody the first time. I'm the same way. I am not going up to anybody just randomly in a bar. I have no confidence that way. But if you're with friends, you can go out and enjoy and look and wear what you want. Little bits at a time. I promise it will get easier.
They don't make leather outfits my size, honey.
Harnesses?
I mean, I'm sure we could get them made, but we'd have to kill 3 cows to make a harness.
Punch him next time.
Next time I see you, remind me to spank you with a leather belt.
This is daily conversations, Elvin. This is daily. Me and Bobby were trying to figure out how to make him a harness for the leather bar.
And that's what I'm saying. When you're in good company, this is all fun and dandy. Like I know, I'm just fucking with you. But so look for other things. So my gauntlets, these never come off me. Like I wear my smartwatch on this hand now because when I'm at work, I can talk when I am not supposed to. My leather gauntlet, like these things, fantastic. This is a simple symbol for me all the time.
Yeah.
My boots, find a chain you like, whatever you are interested in, little bits at a time.
Boots are fucking hot. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Of course they are.
Oh my god,
wonderful.
I could pick them all day long.
Yeah, I feel that too. And not everybody will understand it, but it doesn't matter. It's what you're interested in. Have you? So, what have you ever tried anything that you actually liked? What
leather-wise? No.
What about other kings? Sex?
Oh, I used to be a complete whore. I mean, we're talking into the thousands of men over the years, and I've done everything that you can think of: altars, graveyards, all that kind of thing.
Love it.
So, but the one thing I never let myself do was the leather. So, yeah.
Curious, what do you think your holdup is?
I feel that I could probably end up going too far.
Oh, that's a given. So I will tell you, it is not the cheapest hobby. I spent $800 on one jacket.
So when the very last Christmas gift that my mother bought me, and I actually received the Christmas gift 2 days after she died, was a leather jacket. And I think that may be where it started, because I just loved the smell of it, the feel of it, how it made me feel.
Uh-huh.
It just was like, oh my God, it literally, I know we're going to get kicked off of this, but it literally the smell of leather gives me a hard on every time.
I get it. I mean, I buy candles just to have it constantly. I have cologne.
Oh my God, are you telling me there's candles out there that smell like leather?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
There's leather candles.
There's cologne.
Excuse me, I need to go get on Amazon real quick.
You'll find them. I have a couple. Yeah. I even have a car air freshener.
Nice.
It's just everyone has their thing, and it just is.
So just for reference, so this is the curtain that's in the middle of my semi truck.
Yep.
Any idea what it's made out of? So this is actually more. This is more like leather vinyl, but like anything that has to do with anything kind of leather, vinyl, anything, all that stuff. Oh God, yeah.
Oh, I get it. So like, not all of my gear is good leather. I mean, I have I think 2 pairs of pants that aren't leather, but I still, I think I mentioned it earlier, like shiny black.
Yes.
It's still like shiny black is just, it doesn't have to be.
Mine is shiny black and shiny red.
There you go. Are you into fisting?
No, I don't enjoy prolapse. Shut up, Derek.
No, I mean, I'm not going to go there because Elvin and I have like we've
No,
done it.
I'm
We've
not
done
gonna
it.
lie. I
I
will
mean,
watch. I watch fisting porn. I'm not gonna lie about it.
Well, so it's funny you say that because I have some kinks, fetishes that I can read like literotica or
Mm-hmm.
watch porn, and I'm extremely turned on by it. There's a Tumblr page that I follow all the time, and it's the sickest fucking shit ever. Stories that he writes, and I am busting a nut all the time. But in real life, oh good, and I'll just outright tell you, it is this guy that puts all of his stories are basically he puts these guys in like real tight rubber suits, sometimes like 4 or 5 of them, sews their mouths and eyes shut, forces them to shit in their suits for like days on end, and feeds them like shit constantly, or just like yeah. So like, and it's fucked up even
No,
to me,
yeah,
but
yeah,
to
I get it.
read it, it's not the shit because shit doesn't do anything for me, but the loss of control, having something forced on you, that's where it's at for me. So
There's one fetish that I really enjoy that I cannot discuss on here because not only would we get shut down, I'd probably anyway. Um, but it's one of those like extreme fetishes, and so I don't want to discuss it on here because I just know how
first of all,
Facebook.
I will add, I didn't know that there were limitations, so if you should have warned me, Derek, before you let me
Well,
forward.
there really isn't. It's just I
You don't have to. You do.
it's because of how people react nowadays.
I know.
It's like when you're role playing, it's one thing. In real life, I would kill somebody if they ever did it to any family member of mine or friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
But in the role playing rape fantasy,
Oh, in my head, I was waiting for you to say that because I thought that's where you were going, and same here. But that comes with the territory of having something forced on you.
Yeah.
I love that. Love it. Like, it's a total turn on. So I get it. Piss. I like drinking piss. I do. And to explain that to some people, it would be like, what? Do you? I just like.
I mean, it's not. It's 90% water.
I'm gonna go with that. Like I said, most people would never understand, and I'm not about to try to get anyone.
I try not. With me, I don't know how it is with anyone else because I am not anyone else. I know these things are in the back of my head, and there's things that I want to try, but as he already explained, I'm a big guy, and as much as I can tell anyone I don't care what I look like, that's a complete and utter fucking lie.
I get it.
I always went along with the phrase, "Don't judge a book by its cover until you've read the pages inside." But at the same time, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. The one thing that me and Derek and Bobby were talking about yesterday, or might have been today, it was just 6. We didn't really talk today. So when a friend of mine told me that I would more or less be godlike in P-Town, I had to ask him what in the hell P-Town was. And then he turned me on to the Bear City movies. And I was like, oh my God, this is what I've been feeling all my life. You know? Yeah. Believe me, I have no problem being used. Use me, treat me however you want to treat me. I have no problem with any of it.
See, same. That's why it's really worked for me with this master-slave dynamic. I will also add, I am no longer interested in romantic relationships at this point. It always stresses me out more than anything. So I'm focusing on me and my kids at this point. But I operate best when I have a person to give my all to make happy, to do things for, to go out of my way to help, to make their life, that kind of thing. So have this dynamic in my life where I get to please him every day. I wake up to a text message saying, do this. I expect to see this evening. This is what you're doing. I want proof, blah, blah, blah. Love it. And then when I get to travel out there and actually spend a weekend with them, it's growing into more than just a power exchange. And I love that. But then I can come home and go back to my regular life. He's got his life and he's married and does his thing. And I don't have that. My bed's mine. My house is mine. I don't have to answer to anybody in other ways, you know? So I get it.
Yeah, I fully understand that. Like, I've got that half. It's like a half and half side, I guess you call it, where I have no problem giving someone orders, and at the same time, I have no problem someone ordering me around. So, like, I don't know where exactly I fit in.
You don't have to fit in. I mean, when I say, like, I swear, if I was ever buried, which I'm not going to be, but if I was to ever have a tombstone, it would have to say, be you. Because that's just my favorite thing. It's just my favorite motto. It's just be you. So whatever works for you, if you want to switch it up, that's why there's such thing as switches, right? So some people are only bottoms. I'm a bottom 92% of the time. Occasionally I like the top. Rarely works for me, so I get frustrated and get back to bottoming. There are people that love to fuck and then flip and fuck and then flip and fuck, and more power to them.
My penis isn't big enough for any of that.
What's that?
My penis isn't big enough for all that.
Oh, I feel that too. I mean, mine just don't work. It'll work.
With me, I'm 98% gay, and then the other 2% of the time, it's like, what the hell?
I mean, I don't know. You mean could you with a woman?
I was married to a woman.
So was I, but I have
never doing that again.
I think I could if another guy was involved, or just for the sake of sex and kink. But I don't think it would make me like turned on. I think some women are super sexy. I love a strong-willed woman. Give me my Dolly Parton is my idol. I fucking swear by her. She's my queen. I think she's fucking gorgeous, but I'm not sexually attracted to her. You know what I mean?
I love boobs.
I like ass on anybody. But boobs are great, right? I mean,
they are. They're fun to play with, put in your mouth, whatever you want to do,
I feel ya. I do. They don't really do anything for me, but they are fun.
That's why I love having my own.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. All right. Time to wrap it up. Elvin's got to go to his master. Get ready for tonight.
Oh, good. I'm going to shower and do what I'm told.
It's a good boy.
Listen, Derek, this is your fault. You're the one who invited me on here.
No, it's all good. I'm glad.
Be more comfortable with you know me. I don't give a fuck what people think. And that's what I want you to get to a point of who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
I think
I would love to be at that point someday. I don't foresee it happening anytime soon, but you never know when it could happen.
One day at a time.
1 foot at a time. I'm promising. Like
I know. I have at least till August to get comfortable.
But look forward to that because that'll
Right.
be a step forward.
I mean, whatever happens, in August I'll be like, beat me, daddy.
Take it for
They're
what it
gonna
is.
beat you. They're gonna beat you down there.
Make it.
You're gonna have fun.
Leave your inhibitions at home. I went to San Francisco last year for Pride. I left mine at home, and holy fuck. San Francisco was my Vegas. That's all I'm going to say. I came home. I got off the plane. I drove from Pitt Airport, came through the Pitt Tunnel, made a left where I should have made a right to come home, and I thought, I'm getting tested now. I know damn well, like, I'm just going to Central Outreach right now in Pittsburgh because, yeah. No, I was good, but at the same time, I don't know how. So just let loose. You have to.
Oh yeah, believe me, I fully understand the whole getting tested thing. That is one thing that we definitely, are pro testing here. And so I was actually excited here 2 weeks ago. I had sex. And
Finally.
it was the first time in my 42-year life that I had ever used a condom.
I
got lucky in 42 years. Let's just say it like that.
Wow, that is great.
But yeah.
I'll save my first time with a guy for another story for another time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Wait, we'll do that show next time.
Right. When we have longer time to talk.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a story in itself.
Yeah. Good stuff.
By the way, I will say just really quick before I log off, I absolutely fucking love your shirt.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I didn't realize what I had on, but yeah, that's it. I had this on at work today. It is what it is. Just
all right, I'm getting off. Y'all have fun.
All right. Later, Jess.
See ya.
Elvin, thank you for coming on tonight. I want to let you get over to your master, get your shower.
It's all good. Yeah, I'm going to have to be up early, so fucking weekends at work, sleep and repeat. So it's whatever.
I get it. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you. I will definitely have you back on again.
Well, when do you do? Because, sometimes I'm able to last minute. I will say, if I'm home with the kids, it gets really hard because I can't just openly speak. But after work like this, if I know in advance, sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
For me to find
a lot of times, these are random. This is just a random Saturday night chat to do, and because I jump on during the week, and then we do regularly schedule podcasts. But you'll be out there next weekend, or I'd ask you to be on the Sex Talk at 8.
I'm leaving Sunday night after work to go out in town. But Saturday night I have Kylie's graduation party at Amber's. So yeah.
Well, if you get home early from that, we'll be on at 8 p.m. Let me know.
I might be. Yeah,
it's a roundtable sex discussion because we met a bottom that doesn't want touched, doesn't want to come, doesn't want you touching his dick, sucking his dick. So we're going to do another round of Sex After Dark, and it's a free-for-all. Talk about your kinks, talk about what turns you on, talk about sex, masturbation. Look, it happens. It happens on the road. We all know what this happens. So we're going to have an open discussion about it.
Cool.
And we'll all be in Florida for the weekend. So
nice. Enjoy.
Yeah, I need to. First time in 3 years I've gone out. So it's time to go.
I get it. Enjoy. That'll be fun. It'll be nice weather.
So, all right, buddy. I appreciate you jumping on. Enjoy your night. Thank you again.
You too. Not a problem. Talk to you later.
Bye.
See ya.
All right, everyone. It's Derek with LGBTQ Truck Driver Network. Glad you could join us with Elvin Klein. More. Join me on Monday when we go ahead and post his video. You'll see that live on here. He talks about in-depth about his experiences with leather. If you guys have any questions you need to reach out, feel free to reach me or Jess or Bobby on our pages. Other than that, everybody, have a great weekend. Thanks for jumping on.